Welcome to today's live coding session. We're going to be working as usual on SaturnCI. I will share my screen and describe what we're going to do today. So I left this comment last time I did a session. By default, this should be limited to running jobs only. Okay, so here's what I got going on. I have this CLI tool that will show me my most recent 10 builds. There's more than 10 builds, but it only shows me my 10 most recent ones. But then if I show my jobs, which are like the virtual machines that actually run the builds, it shows a whole bunch of them. I really only want to see the active ones. So let's change that. Um, And before I do that, I think I want to add a column here that's like the status of the job. So let's do that. Okay. So I have this handy DSL that I created in the last session. It's not much of a DSL, but we define the columns this way. So I'll define a new one um, called status. There's no special formatting, so I don't need that. Okay, this will probably not work because I don't think a job has any such thing as status. Okay, and we get this like raw error. And actually I don't feel like it's appropriate for us to get a raw error when something like that happens. So let's write a test for the case when something's nil. Okay. So where would such a test be? I think it would go in this file. Okay. So let's say context nil value. We'll do something similar here. Let's do this. We'll give it a commit hash and a status. We'll make the status nil. For the columns, we'll put commit hash and status. Sorry, I gotta check something. Okay, we'll put commit hash and status. I'm just gonna run this and see what happens. Okay, not much. Okay. So we're gonna say, for the moment, I'm just gonna say it works. I'll come back and fill that in later. Um, Commit status, and we'll just expect blank. Okay, and you can see here we get that same undefined method ljust for nil class. So now we can write the code to make this pass. Okay, it's not here apparently. Oh, it's in display column. Okay. So I think maybe we can address this by doing value equals value dot to s. See if that works. Okay. This is failing, but that's just because the commit hash doesn't match. Okay. Now let's run all the tests for the CLI tool. Okay, great. Oh, and we don't want it works. We want it shows nothing. Okay. What do? We make it so nils don't cause a problem. Okay. So now we go back and re-add status. Whoops. Okay, that column is blank, but we don't get an error. Okay, so the reason it's blank is because, let's see, actually. Yeah, the jobs table doesn't have a status column. We have to get the status from the build. And actually, let's do this. Let's call it build status. Okay, so then in the jobs controller, we'll want to add the build status. We're doing something kind of similar here. So let's maybe add that. Methods, build status. Oh, and actually, let's not start with this. Let's start with the test. Um, spec API jobs spec. Okay. Okay. And here we'll say it includes build status. Build status. What's it going to be? I'm not sure. Okay, but right now we're getting nil. That's certainly not the right thing. Um, so let's include that. And of course, is nothing called build status for job. Oh, there is something called status. So maybe let's do that. Okay. Undefined method build status. Okay, there we go. Great. Um, so now if we do jobs, what do we see? No statuses. Oh, that's because, yeah. I guess let's just say status. No, I think I prefer build status. Okay. Okay. And by default, we only want to have the ones that are running. Um, but let's not worry about that just yet. Um, okay, add build status column. Okay, and now what do we want to do? Build set. Oh yeah, we want to limit it to just the ones that are running. Okay. So we can also say it by default limits the results to jobs that are running. Okay, I'm going to say context when there's both a running job and a completed job. No, I'm going to say finished. The finished job by default only include, whoops, by default only includes the running job. Okay, not sure how to write this. Response body. Okay, maybe we can do response body dot map um, item ID. Okay. IDs equals that dot map item ID. We'll call this job IDs. Okay, and we'll say expect job IDs to include job.id. Whoops. Yeah, let's run that and see what happens. Okay, undefined job IDs. Oh, whoops. Okay, that works. Um, let's actually do this. This will make it a little clearer, I think. Okay, call this finished job. And we'll say hmm. Okay, we'll say by default, it includes the running job. By default does not include the finished job. Okay. Okay, and we want to expect it not to include this oh, and this isn't even right. This should say running job.id. I assume that's going to still pass. Yep. We expect it not to include the finished job ID. That's interesting. I was not expecting that at all. Oh, it's probably because actually I don't know why that is. Let's take a look. Okay, job IDs. Okay, it has 3 IDs there. Whoops. Finished job.id. Okay, and it's certainly there. Um, okay, expectation not met. Huh, maybe I just wasn't running what I thought I was running. Apparently that's the case. Okay, but there's a problem. Um, I'll show you. Okay, job IDs. Yeah, finished job dot status. The status is running. It's supposed to be passed. Um, so we have to somehow set the status to passed. So we can do something like this. Allow job to receive status and return passed. I'm actually not sure if I did the syntax right. It might be that. Okay, so let's see what happens. Finished job dot status still says running. Okay. Um, oh, yeah, I didn't do this right. Wrong job. Okay, finished job dot status is passed. Okay. But as you can see, the test still fails. And the reason is the job here is not the same job. Job dot all. And if we do job dot all dot map status, see they all say running. So we have to get job dot all to return this finished job. But that would like defeat the purpose of the test. Hmm. Let me think. Okay. Hmm. Maybe we can do this at a lower level. Okay. So we can have a scope called finished. Oops, that's not a scope. Scope finished. Um, actually, I'm not going to do it like that. Oops. Scope finished. We'll say, actually, maybe not a scope even. Def finished. Okay, for starters, we'll just say all, because here's what we can do. Spec models job spec. We can say describe finished. And this should actually be class method. Describe finished. Um, it, sorry, not finished. Running. It includes, well, let's just do this. Let's copy this from here. Okay, we can get rid of that. Okay, we have our running job and our finished job. We still want that. We obviously aren't making the API call. Expect job.running to include this running job. And expect job.running not to include the finished job. Let's see how that goes. Okay, failed on line 81. Not surprising. Okay, now let's do this. All.select, do job.status equals running. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, it fails, and I'm not particularly surprised. Because again, I think it's not the same job. Yeah, they're all three running. Okay, so maybe I just have to make it so that job really is running. Let's see. Or does it make sense to stub the all method so it returns these two jobs? Maybe it does. Okay, let's try this. To return all, allow it to receive all and return um, running job, finished job. See what happens in that scenario. Okay, that passes. Okay. And to be clear, the reason why it was a different job was because we're stubbing this instance of a job in memory, but then when job.all runs, it goes to the database and creates fresh instances in memory. And so the fresh instance in memory has nothing to do with this. And so our stubbing has no effect. That's why we had to make it so instead of retrieving records directly from the database, job.all now returns the setup data we created in our test. And you have to be careful with stubbing to not stub the behavior you're testing. And that's not what we did here. So we're good. Um, we didn't stub this because here's how we can prove that this works. If we take that off, I'll be really embarrassed if it does still work. But if we take that off, yeah, the test fails. So we did it right. Okay. And so now in this controller, I can do job dot running. So now what happens if we do jobs? Okay, we see one job there. It's apparently from yesterday. Okay. Okay, and I bet, okay, I can't see which build it is. I can't easily see which build it is because there's no commit message. Maybe we'll want to address that. Okay, that all looks good. Add, oh no, we did limit job list to running jobs. Okay. Okay, now if we get our list of builds, yeah, we see this build now, and this build is running. And if we do jobs, we see these jobs. But there's a couple issues. One is that they're not in chronological order. And I'm not even going to bother writing a test for this because it's like so. Um, hang on a second. It's one of those things where the consequences of breakage would be so low, and the cost of writing the test is not justifiable by the low consequence. It's the low consequences of the breakage combined with the low probability of a regression occurring. Okay. We want to add an order of created at descending. Okay. Okay, great. Put jobs in. Oh, wait, what? Hang on a second. Okay. These are not in order. I am so confused. Hmm. Um, why does it have 29th, 28th, 29th? Maybe because no, I don't know. That is super weird. Okay. Oh, maybe running messes with that. Yeah, quite possibly. So how about this? Let's go to job, the job model, and instead let's change this to a scope. Let's do that. And then let's say where ID. Okay. Bad credentials. Bullshit. Okay, let's see this. Model job spec. Okay. Yeah, I did something wrong here. That's interesting. Okay. Let's go to one of these tests. Oh, it gives an error even before then. Maybe I did the syntax in my scope wrong. Um, do I have any other scopes in this app yet? Maybe not. Okay. Is there something wrong with my scope syntax? Um, yeah, fine, but like that's not the same one. That's not the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to share the failure message and job spec and this. This line is problematic for several reasons. Yeah, but status isn't a database column, genius. You know what? We can do this in a simpler, well, no, maybe I don't want to do that. I was gonna say we could like scope it by recency or something like that. Hmm. Okay. What determines whether it's finished in a okay. Maybe I want to rewrite these to use database queries instead. Okay. Maybe I want to like totally rethink this. Okay. Okay, if there are any jobs, okay, if it's failed, if there's any jobs and no, sorry. It's it failed if any of the jobs have a status of failed, job status is passed. Wait, but then how's the status defined? Okay, it's defined by whether there's a test report present. Um, if the test report's length is 0, then it's running. Okay, well, maybe I can do this. Um, where test report is, well, should be nil, right? Yeah. Okay, let's see what that gets us. Then I realized these tests I wrote are kind of dumb. It should just be like test report success. And then here, oh, whoops, I got it backwards. Test report nil. Okay, and I don't have to do that. Okay, let's see what we get. Okay, but then there's a problem. The problem is now we have some duplication. We have the running logic here, and then we have the running logic here, and they are separate from each other. I could theoretically change one without changing the other, and then I would have an inconsistency. Okay, so see, this is job. Run all the tests in job. Okay, so I'm going to change this to say return running if running dot include self. Let's see if that works. No. Oh, self, whoops. Self dot class dot running. Okay, expected running and got passed on line 47. Okay, that's not surprising when the report is empty but not nil. Um, so maybe we can do something like this. Where test report in nil and empty string. I don't know if that is going to work or not. Um, let's do something even different. Where test report is null or test report equals empty string. Oh, yeah, it's SQL. Single equals. Okay, that works. I'm going to ask this. Is there a more idiomatic way to write this query? Okay. Simplified approach, that's like definitely not more simple. Okay, maybe there's a different, better way to do this, but I'm fine with this. Okay, and we need this one too. This is fine. That's not duplicative because it has nothing to do with the running um, state. All right. So now what happens if we do jobs? Okay, we have just the one from yesterday, and I'm actually going to delete that one. Oh, but again, I don't know which one it is. Um, okay, what did I just do? Fix running, oops, running filter logic. Okay, and now we should see some new jobs pop up. Yep. And we still have the issue of the chronological order, which is surprising. And actually, I didn't want to do it in this order anyway because um, it just seems weird. Okay, and that totally did not fix it. But I'm going to keep that change anyway. Um, I don't know. I don't want to worry about this right now. I also want to delete this one because uh, there's just no reason to keep it. Okay, so I want to be able to easily tell what that is. So I want to go to the job column definitions and I want to add a build commit message. Um, build commit message column. So let's rearrange these. Let's take build ID and put it at the end, maybe. See how that looks. Okay. And then we can say build commit message. And we can borrow this formatter here. And yep, I was going to say that column's going to be blank because we don't have it built in yet. Job controller. Okay. I'm guessing we can do like, oh, sorry, let's do a test for this. Spec API jobs spec. Say not only does it include the build status, but it includes um, build commit message. And that's going to be something totally different. Okay, and of course it's nil. Um, so here, I don't know how this works, but maybe I can do something like this. Build commit message. Undefined method build commit message. Not surprising. Okay, so let's add it. But I don't want to pollute the job class with that because I only want it for this. So let's ask about this. Um, build commit message. Okay. I want to create a method called build commit message, but I don't want to pollute the job class with it. How can I do this? Definitely don't want to add a gem just for this. Hmm. As JSON options dot merge options dot merge. Okay, hang on. What if I do this? Dot merge build commit message. For starters, I'll just say, hey, let's see if that does anything. Yeah, I was kind of skeptical of that merge thing. So I'm used to using active model serializers in the past. Um, I don't know what this as JSON stuff is all about. Sorry, I just gotta check my schedule. Okay. Um, okay, so I don't like ChatGPT's ideas here. But I'm gonna ask, what's as JSON all about? Okay, I might want to add something like active model serializer. Active model serializers? I don't know. Active model serializer. Okay. Okay, methods, blah blah blah. Um, in order to define what was it? Oh yeah, build commit message. Could I use active model serializers? Actually, let me see. Does it come with like JBuilder or anything like that? It does. Okay, let's look into that just because it does come with Rails. Rails JBuilder. Actually, I'll let this finish and then I'll ask ChatGPT how I might do this in JBuilder. But last time I compared active model serializers with JBuilder, I remember that I preferred active model serializers, but let's see. What about JBuilder? Yeah, but the point is that there is no method called build commit message, and I want to define it in the serializer. Okay. I guess I don't passionately hate that. Hmm. Job ID. Hmm. I just really prefer active model serializer, I think. Okay, so let's do that. How do I install it? Okay, and I'm just going to replace JBuilder. Wow. Okay. Um, I need to make a directory called serializers. Okay. And do I just call it job? Job serializer? For now, I just put hey. Okay, and then what do I put in the controller? Okay. Now I'm going to ask something. Instead of using each serializer, can I change a global setting to make it always use ASM? No, not ASM, AMS. Okay, I'm just gonna do render JSON that and see what happens. Okay, we get hey. That's what I was hoping for. Okay, so I'm gonna change this to build.commit message. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I think it's object. There we go. Okay. So in this test, let's set a commit message. Sets commit message. And by the way, this is getting noisy, so we can do this. Okay. Hmm. Maybe I actually don't want to do it like that. Okay, maybe I want to have a method called like make request. Make request. I'll put that before each one. Does that all work? Expected end. What did I do wrong? Oh yeah. There we go. Okay, I've caused myself problems. Okay, so line 22. Yeah, I'm just gonna revert. I tried to do too many changes at once. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Create job, created at blah blah blah, commit, message, do stuff. Okay, now more problems. Undefined method. Oh yeah, because that's not on the job, that's on the build. Okay, let's do this. Build, create, build, commit message, do stuff. Okay, now we still get this, which is surprising. Oh, because we don't have created at here. Okay, great. Okay, so now if I do, whoops, SaturnCI jobs, I just get the one and the status and commit message are empty. Interesting. Okay, so what did I even do just now? Oh yeah, I added the build commit message. Okay, so that kicks off a fresh build. Yes. And when I do jobs, those are empty. Very interesting. So the tests pass, yet the code doesn't work. And look, these flank this other one, which is weird. And the status is missing. Okay. I'm guessing something weird is going on with the rendering. Oh, maybe I need to restart my server. Okay, looks like that was it. All right. Oh, but now there's no build ID. Oh, I bet I know why. Job serializer. Yeah, okay. Um, build ID. Didn't we have a test for that though? Apparently not. Okay, let's add that. Includes build ID. Build ID to equal Let's say job.build.id. It's of course not there. Build ID. Okay. So now if I do jobs, we see that. Okay, and now I can find add job stuff in here, perhaps. Oh, here it is. Whoops. Oh, and these have been failing. I didn't even notice that. Okay, add job stuff. Let's just delete this one. There. And now, oh, I guess it, hmm, I don't understand why that is happening, but I'm more immediately concerned with these failures. Okay, I'm going to say fix build ID. Okay, what's failing? I mean, I can also just go here and see. Oh, okay. Client spec. Okay, so it has more columns than expected. I can fix that easily. um, client.execute jobs. I just need to make some config there. Um, I just don't remember how to do it. Yeah, here it is. We pass in these options. Okay, but I don't have a way to pass in the options. Okay. So I could do that, or I could just fix this here. Okay. What if I do this? Build status um passed, just as a test. Nope, that doesn't make it show up. Okay. Oh no, maybe it's just status. Yeah, okay. So I can add that. Okay, build commit message. Build commit message. Let's just do a test. Okay. I'm going to change this. Did other stuff. Did yet other stuff. Did similar but different stuff. Okay. And now I can take this and I can say that this is what I expect. Okay, so that fixes that. But we had another failure. Wouldn't be surprised if it's very similar. Okay. Job table column definition spec. Expected build ID and got created at. Okay. Job table column definitions. Okay. Yeah, I changed the order. Created at. Okay, great. Okay, and the tests all pass. Okay. Yeah, and if you know what? It would be nice to color code these so the failed ones show up red. Um, anyway, I have my builds. I have the jobs, and mysteriously, this job is still here. Um, I don't have my job ID. I feel like I want that. Okay. Job definitions. Let's have ID. We want this to be the truncated hash thing. Okay, great. And now that one test will probably fail again. Kind of a fragile test, I guess. Whoops. No, what was this? Okay, job table column spec. All right, but as time goes, that code is less and less likely to change. So the test will get less and less fragile. Okay, so we have these four jobs now. And that's interesting. Look at the order. And also I deleted this um build, and I thought it would have done a cascading delete for the job. Yeah, dependent destroy. So let's do, well, I can't find that job based on that truncated ID. That's kind of annoying. But I can do this. Job, first of all, how many job? Oh, there's 160 jobs. Okay, but I can find that build. Build dot find by commit message add job stuff. Wait. Yeah, that's the one from yesterday. Okay. Okay, dot jobs. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why. Am I crazy? Like, did I not actually delete it? Deleted at. Oh, maybe I don't. Okay. Destroy. Okay, now let's do the find again. Okay, it's not found. And if I do jobs, okay, so maybe my delete Function is broken in the web UI. Anyway, that's gone now. But it's kind of weird how these are interleaved like this. Maybe they should sort by the build create time, not the job create time. Not that the job create time is even working. Okay, I have to go so soon. I have very little time before I have a meeting. But let me see. Controller, job controller. Maybe we can do join it with, wait, can we say build that created at? And that's probably not going to work because we're not joining it with jobs. Or sorry, builds. Still doesn't work. Oh, join it to build. Oh, builds that created at. Okay. Now if I do Saturn jobs, well, we can't see because there's no others. Okay, let's do this. Fix order. I have less than 1 minute. Okay, it probably just hasn't spawned the jobs yet. There we go. Still doesn't work. Okay, that is dumb. Well, maybe I'm dumb. But anyway, we'll fix this next time because we're out of time. Um, let's do this. Controller, job controller. And I'll take this and I'll put it here. So then when I pick back up, I can see that and be reminded. Okay. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.